Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of class 9, and today we will proceed understanding about the different Lok Sabha constituencies, and it is related to the number of seats through which we elect our MPs, that is Member of Parliament, to Lok Sabha. So we know that the total number of seats in the Lok Sabha is 543, under which some seats are reserved according to SCs and STs. In the previous class also we read that the reserved seat for scheduled caste is 79 in number, and that of the scheduled tribe is 41 in number. And apart from that, the general category seats are 423 in number, and all these seats, which makes a total tally of 543, are divided according to their sizes of the states. So we will later on move on to understand that, but let us first read about the universal adult franchise. So in this practice, it means that everyone should have one vote and each vote should have equal value. So as we know that in India, one vote, one person and one value. That means if a person is giving his vote, his or her vote, that vote is counted as one vote, and his or her vote has one value each. That means if he or she cast his or her vote, then that vote is counted as one vote each. So in the previous class we read about the voter list and reserved constituencies, under which we came to know that in Lok Sabha 79 seats are reserved for the scheduled caste and 41 seats are reserved for the scheduled tribes. So let us proceed understanding about how the seats are shared in according to the sizes of the states. Clear? Some states are very big in terms of area, and some states are smaller in terms of area too. So let us proceed understanding about how 543 seats are divided according to the different constituencies, according to the states. So in general, if we break up the 543 number of seats in the Lok Sabha, we can see that in the general category there are 423 constituencies from which the candidates belonging will fight the elections. After that, 79 seats are reserved for the scheduled caste, where only scheduled caste candidate can contest elections. After that, you can see that 41 number of seats are reserved for scheduled tribes, where only scheduled tribes candidates can contest in the elections. So now, according to state constituencies, alphabetic wise, we will go first. It is Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh has 42 constituencies. That means out of 543, you can say that the people in whole of Andhra Pradesh will vote in 42 constituencies. That means 42 MPs will be selected from Andhra Pradesh. After that comes Arunachal Pradesh, where only 2 constituencies are there. That means 2 MPs will be going to Lok Sabha from Arunachal Pradesh. Now coming to Assam, it is 14 in number. That means 14 constituencies are there where elections are being held for the election of Member of Parliament. That means 14 MPs will be moving to Lok Sabha from Assam. Then comes Bihar. So in terms of area and in terms of constituency, it is larger. That's why it has 40 constituencies. So you can say that 40 MPs will be heading towards Lok Sabha from Bihar. The people of Bihar will choose 40 MPs from different constituencies in the state of Bihar. Then comes the state of Chhattisgarh, where 11 constituencies are there, where people will elect their MPs. 11 number of MPs will represent Chhattisgarh. Then comes Goa, which has 2 constituencies, same as of Arunachal Pradesh. And Next comes Gujarat, where 26 constituencies are there, where people will vote and choose their MPs. That means 26 number of MPs will be representing Gujarat. Then comes Haryana, where 10 seats or 10 constituencies related to the election of MPs are there, that will be representing their state of Haryana. Then comes Himachal Pradesh, where only 4 constituencies are there out of 543. Clear? After that comes Jammu and Kashmir, where 6 constituencies are there. That means Jammu and Kashmir will be representing 6 MPs from their state. Then comes the state of Jharkhand, which has 14 constituency, as equal as same as of Assam. Assam has also 14 and Jharkhand has also 14 constituencies where people will vote. Then comes Karnataka, which has 26 constituencies. That means 26 MPs will represent Karnataka. Then comes Kerala, where it is 20 constituencies. That means people will vote in 20 constituencies in Kerala. Then comes Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is situated in the heart of India. That is also known as Central India because it is situated in the middle of the Indian map. So in terms of area, Madhya Pradesh is quite big in terms of area, and it has 29 constituencies. That means 29 MPs will be representing in the Lok Sabha through the state of Madhya Pradesh. Then comes Maharashtra, which has 48 number of constituencies. After Bihar has 40, it has 48. Then comes Manipur and Meghalaya, where it is 2 constituencies each. So we can see here that Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Manipur and Meghalaya has 2 constituencies each. Then comes the states of Mizoram and Nagaland, where it is 1 each. That means in the northeastern states we can see that Arunachal Pradesh has 2 seats, Manipur, Meghalaya has 2 seats each. After that, Mizoram and Nagaland has also 1 seat each, and Assam has 14 seats. Then comes Orissa, where it is 21 constituencies. That means 21 MPs will be representing from Orissa. Then comes Punjab, where it is 13 constituencies that the people will vote for, and these 13 MPs will be selected from these constituencies. Then comes Rajasthan with 25 constituencies, followed by Sikkim, which has only 1 constituency. So here we can see that 1 constituency each from the state representing is Mizoram, Nagaland and Sikkim. Then comes Tamil Nadu, which is also big in terms of area, and that has 39 seats. That means constituencies. Tripura has 2 seats, followed by Uttar Pradesh, the largest state in terms of area, and it has, as per its area, it has 80 constituencies. That means 80 MPs are there in the Lok Sabha from UP, from the lone state of UP. And then comes Uttaranchal, which has only 5 constituencies, followed by West Bengal 42. So you can see here in terms of state, Uttar Pradesh is highest, having 80 constituencies, followed by Maharashtra in the second with 48 constituencies. After that, followed by West Bengal, which has 42 constituencies, and then fourth is Bihar with 40 seats. And let's come, it was about state, and let's come to union territories, where Andaman and Nicobar has 1 constituency, Chandigarh has 1 constituency, Dadra and Nagar Haveli also has 1, then Delhi has 7, Daman and Diu has 1, Lakshadweep and Pondicherry has 1. That means out of all the union territories, every union territories have 1 constituencies each, apart from Delhi, which has 7 constituencies. That means 7 MPs will be from Delhi. So in this way, these 543 seats are divided according to states and its union territories. When you make a tally of all these states, you can see that it will be 543 overall, where 423 are from general category and 79 seats are from the reserved category of candidates belonging to the SCs, that means scheduled caste, and 41 are reserved for the candidates belonging to the scheduled tribes. So please make a list of these Lok Sabha constituencies and its breakup according to the states, and just go through it once more. So with this I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.